Wanted to do it, wanted to do it, wanted to do it, wanted to do it, wanted to do it.
There's a Brita F.
That's fine. If this was a Pixar movie, I would have like the pots and pans. I would start doing drums.
Anyway, we're gonna cut this part.
I guess say a name. Just say your name on it so people know what your voice is.
Who are
Kelly.
Minna, Daisy the Great.
You do it at the same time.
Or 1, 2, 3. Minna.
Kelly.
So I'm gonna talk low and you're gonna talk breathy.
I'm gonna talk hot.
Me and Kel have like had interviews before where we like I listen back to our voices and we're so excited, but we sound so annoying. But it's like kind of endearing.
I did my bad voice at our Lollapalooza.
Yeah, you did have
Hulu
bad voice.
interview. I went like, oh, and then we were watching it later, and I was like, no, please,
bad voice.
please,
Really?
please,
It's
please.
funny
I just
because
get too
bad voice is
excited.
like your like real voice.
Yeah, it is
and
the
like
real
hot
voice, yeah.
is like
It's
forced.
But
thing.
also,
fake.
it's like I think that I
A
was
nervous
just
voice.
trying. Yeah, I was nervous, and I was like projecting, but in like a weird, like the distance was like not very far.
You
but
also
it was like
like
a little
have
too
a
far.
really like pingy voice.
But I actually don't.
Pingy?
I do.
You say
like,
pingy?
don't.
No, but
Wait, what does pingy mean?
Pingy is
Pingy?
It's like very clear and ringy and like
yeah, like a
kind of
ping.
in the
Like, hey,
nose.
yeah,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
It's like when you get nervous and your voice kind of pitches up and you like when Cal's voice goes into like pingy mode, it's like really like it's like sharp.
it's like forward.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Luckily for you, now that we're all thinking about it, we're all gonna have hot voice on this.
Hot voice. Also, I should say basically everything gets cut ever. So like it's
Wait, what?
don't be worried if you say anything bad.
Everything
or
gets
anything.
cut ever.
Like 99% of everything gets cut. Like yeah, I've honestly wanted to fuck with like the pitch and stuff. I've thought about doing that.
You can do that.
You know, like you guys have a sick pitched up thing on the newest
Yeah.
song.
Thank you.
Was that like illegal? Because it's the first time you guys like fucked with your voice in like a serious way.
Yeah.
That was illegal. We just decided to do it because
made that
the
song with-
idea of the song is
Yeah.
that like we are like kind of stuck in like a you could say robot version of yourself or just like a version of yourself that like exists like kind of beyond your control, like that's like packaged and sold or something like that, and the little robot voice is kind of a little encapsulation of a little radio self.
Oh, that's cool.
Like getting
Yeah.
like it sounds like a little guy stuck in the radio.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so I
Yeah.
used to when I was a kid I used to listen to the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie record.
Why are you laughing
Chomp,
at me?
chomp, chomp, because it's like I can't believe the snacks you picked for this
I know the loud.
event.
There's an avocado which is like so quiet.
Oh, you brought an
I
avocado?
brought that was like the healthy snack.
I have a block of cheese too. if you
Really? I
want some.
think cheese and avocado would be nice.
Yeah.
Actually, and this could be like a little cracker kind of thing.
Yeah, sandwich.
Yeah, I forgot to eat, and then I like, for fun, I like getting like a little caffeine buzz. If you forget to eat, you can get
Yeah.
really fucked up on caffeine.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just decided to do that.
Love that.
Decided to.
Whatever.
Do you want us to play you some songs?
I don't know. If we get bored,
Okay.
then
we
I
can
guess
pause
we'll
in the
play a
middle
song.
and play you some stuff if you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Just don't leak the songs, but
I know. Well, I don't know anybody. But we got like 2 months and then album time.
Yeah.
October 28th.
October
Do
28th.
you think about it every day? Is it like you wake up and
Yeah.
you think about the album coming out?
oh yeah.
We have a lot of work to do, so we
Really?
have to
so
do
we
all
think
the
about
work.
a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a lot to accomplish before the album comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And even most of that stuff has to be done kind of like a while before it
In,
comes
like,
out so
2
that
weeks.
it's not like chaotic.
Yeah.
So we're coming up to the time and we're about to be gone. Like we're about to be like
Oh, yeah.
traveling for
Yeah.
stuff. So we're going to be
Working
wrecked.
hard.
But
what's like what's like an example of a thing? I don't even know. But like, what's like a thing?
Like designing special merch,
Okay, yeah.
or like making a couple of videos.
music videos. Yeah.
You guys got so
Like,
many videos. You got 3 out,
I know.
right? 3 new ones, right?
Yeah, we have 4, right? 4
Four?
from the
Okay.
album. And who knows what's to come. But we definitely have a lot to
We
finish
love making
soon.
music.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but it's really
we want to
stressful,
make
too.
music videos for like
Every
all
song
of
on the
them.
record, but
Really?
we
But
don't
they
have
can't all
enough
come
money.
out before. Yeah. And some of them will probably be like, we need to make this like in our house over a weekend and just like.
But I think that the plan is we'll make some more music videos after the record's out and like just drop them for like the songs that aren't singles and stuff.
I like when people do that. Yeah. Like it's like a reminder to listen to the album if you forgot about it, you know, for like a month or something.
Just stretch
and like
out
songs, like it's weird because I don't know. There's like a lot of people are like album people, but a lot of people are just not album people right now. And then they're just like, oh, I didn't chomp chomp chomp. And they're like, I didn't hear that, or like I don't know that song because it wasn't like a playlisty single like Spotify forward thing. So it's like
we want to highlight some. But I think a lot of our favorite songs are not even singles. So it's like it's interesting, like the strategy of trying to get people to like listen to like the deep cuts, you know?
Yeah.
Because those are usually like my favorites. Yeah. It's so hard to choose singles.
Do you guys like the hustle bustle of a music video day when it's like stressful?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
We like mostly co-direct or direct all the videos.
We love being like, wait, pause, wait. Yeah. we have this joke where we go like, cat. Like it was our like in the background.
We had been directing and co-directing mostly, and then we were doing this video that we like were technically not directing, but we just like could not stop commenting. We were like sitting in the back room, and we were going like, wait, sorry, Zach, excuse me, and then we started going like,
hold on. So then we had this joke that we were like little gremlins. I imagine Kelly as like a little pink blob, like sitting in a corner going, cat.
That's pretty sick. It's kind of, I guess, a lot of power. It feels good. You just scream a word, everyone stops what they're doing.
Yeah, but
it wasn't really like that. We were going like, I'm so sorry, please. Yeah. I'm sorry. Can we do it again?
Wait.
Is it more fun to be that than on camera? Like, is it more fun to be the like director than like the actor?
I love directing. Yeah. I think it's just a different thing. Like sometimes, the acting stuff. We are both like theater kids originally, and like actor kids originally, not child actors, but actor kids.
We were into
acting.
I wouldn't like necessarily describe us as theater kids, but
I was 100% a theater kid, but you don't have to be that. But I can't hide. I can't like the people knew me. They know. Okay. You know what I mean? I can't erase the past.
But we were theater kids.
Yeah. I love it. I love to be in music videos. I do think I love directing also, especially when it's just like going awesome. You know what I mean? When it like looks exactly like you want it to.
We also love
like,
editing music
we
videos.
Love editing. We always edit on planes, and so we'll like have a 6-hour flight or something, and it'll always be we're always traveling the day after the music video. I don't know why that is, but we always make a music video and then the next day have a flight. And so
we'll be like, we edited the whole video, and everyone's like, what? How?
Yeah.
And we're like, we did it on the red eye.
It's kind of a bummer. Like, if you're having fun editing something, then it's over. It's almost like you kind of wish there was more to do.
Well, Kelly always tries to do that.
I know. I made a director's cut / like blooper / director's cut of the song Glitter, the music video that we made for Glitter. But my computer sucks so bad, and it is stuck on my computer right now. I can't even open Final Cut without my computer crashing, so it's stuck in there. But it's really funny, and there's really a really good part of Bree who's in our band, so hopefully I can get it out.
It also makes the plane go really
fast. I was gonna say, that sounds fun.
You see my friend here?
I know, I've never met these cats before.
This is Alien. Baby probably won't come out, but
I was so shocked when I totally forgot. I'm curious what it feels like to do like a real album, like roll out like the real way.
Oh, we're not doing it the real way.
I don't think we're doing it the real way either.
I feel like we're always doing everything last minute. I feel like people who maybe no one ever has done it the real way, but I feel like people who do it the real way are like, everything is done, videos, songs, everything is done like a year before the album is out, and then they like slowly have like a master plan. I feel like we're like, do we have a song coming out in like let's release this one, and let's make a video right now, and like
crazy, because it comes across like totally
hell yeah,
like locked
really?
And loaded. Is that not how it feels from you?
No, we have like no album title, no album cover.
Wait, what? Right now?
No, we do now.
We
but
do
we
now.
Didn't.
When we released like Glitter,
we said it.
Wow.
Like the first song off the usually you release the first song off the record and you go like, this is the first song off of our record, right? we released the first song with no album order, no like plan, no date for the album to come out, no plan of like what the next single was.
But there was no way for us to get all that ready by then, so I think that
it's also kind of fun
like,
to
that's
feel
what
it
happened.
out.
Yeah, it's like
it's
that's
like
when
you
it was
release
ready.
something and then you're like, okay, what should we do now?
Yeah.
Keep everyone on their toes.
That's so crazy. So, whoa.
Well, you released stuff
I know.
like that,
why is it
too.
so crazy?
You released like your release strategy is.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
It's just about being like unprepared, which I think is universal.
I also think that like we have the resources we have, you know, so you gotta kind of go with what you got. I also think it's nice to just like, it's been nice to make video. Like we recorded the record in 2021 and we wrote it like, you know, 4 years ago or something. A lot of the songs
we started recording it in 2019, which is crazy. We recorded two
songs and then pandemic, and then eventually like halfway through like quarantine we decided to record the record. But it was songs that like had gone from like being written, like some of them were written like 4 years ago, some of them were written like last year, like they were all like but we picked kind of like a good 11 that we thought was a good order.
How many songs do you think you had in the like floating in the air that you thought
to be potentially the album?
Like
a
30.
lot, yeah.
We had a lot. And some we actually recorded 3 more songs that are not on the record.
Oh, crazy! Totally cut.
Not from Life, but just from the record. But they'll be
a part of another project.
Yeah.
But we were trying to decide what was the best kind of like what the best length of a record was, like for us, like how long you can hold people's attention, and like what the record needs. Because I think that like we were like, okay, these 2 songs are really good, they're very similar,
right,
or something, or like we have this moment, like let's take it out here and like save it for another time when we need this type of moment or something.
And like the flow of the record took forever for us to decide
on,
and
so
now
hard.
I feel
so many
so
playlists.
good about it now. But at the time we were just like,
the amount of notes in our phones.
I know.
We have like notes in our phones that we would write together on planes where we would be like, OMG, this is the album order. And then we'd sit and listen to the whole order and be like, that's not it.
Yeah.
But we finally found it.
It's good. Now I feel great about it.
That's such a deep skill, is like the sequencing. It's so important. And it takes so long. You have to devote like is your album like 40 minutes or something? Like how long is it?
Yeah, that's like 42.
44 or something.
Like you really have to like be kind of present. I feel like I have no idea how to do that shit.
Well, I feel like you're similar to us in that like you make a lot of music that like is really different from itself. Where like we're like, okay, a lot of our songs have like different like vibes and genres that are like influencing them and stuff, and like how do you create an album that like feels cohesive and like it has a through line but also is dynamic, and like what song leads into what without totally just like shocking people like in a way that is like not productive. Like you want to stay in the album, but I feel like your music is similar in that like you play with a lot of different like genres and stuff.
Makes a little obstacle for the album.
But it makes it exciting, too. It's just, like, a puzzle piece.
I also felt like part of the thing that was hard was, like, there was an order that we had that I felt like the subtext of, like, what the entire album means felt, like, wrong by the end, where I was like, what I get from this by the end is, like, not what I want to get.
It's like the lesson isn't learned or something.
The lesson is, like, not hitting the way that it could, and I feel like what we ended up with now is, like, feels really...
There's a story if you listen close.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be at peace with the sequencing. Like,
I know
I'm not at peace with some of my shit, and it's like I'll never be able to like love the thing I put so much time into just because of the fucking order.
I think that sometimes it's to a fault that we're like very like we're like meticulously thoughtful and like in the way that like if we're making a video or we're making an order or like anything we're putting out, we like are like, okay, what does this like image mean? Like what like we'll be like, wait a second, like what possible story could you get from this, and try to like we try to kind of go through every possible like scenario that someone's brain could go
watch
through.
The rehearsal?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
We get kind of like neurotic when we're like
Well, it's just weird to be like, okay, let me, like, not knowing what I know in my head. If I were just objectively watching this, like, what would I make up? Like, what story would I get? And then sometimes you're like,
it's like, am I trying to say that or no?
Not what I want to say. And then you're like, okay, well, let me start over and try to make it, like, more.
I think it leads to a lot of creative ideas.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be more specific. I think sometimes it helps if it's like more specific, but sometimes it's just like a good example of that is like the aluminum video. We were like,
where'd you guys find the grandmas?
Those are one
person, Julie, that we found. Well, Zach found Julie on the internet, I think.
Yeah, like a casting
internet
website.
Yeah, okay.
She's great.
Julie is great.
Yes,
I don't know if she's a grandma, but she's a mom.
She's a mom,
whoops.
yeah.
Sorry, I hope she doesn't hear that. Well, she was playing. I feel like she's playing a grandma, right? That was kind of the situation.
We were dressing.
We
her
definitely dressed her older.
Yeah.
I have such a so many thoughts about the thing you said, but I'm so incoherent when I speak. But like,
go for it.
I've thought about that too. Like, I have an idea in my head, and like, how hard am I gonna push it on somebody that this is what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Versus like, I wonder if you really believe in something and you make it. Like, you had like a full like holistic idea in your head for this thing, and you like get it to the final level, and then somebody sees it and totally misses the thing, but they love it and they make their own thing.
Yeah.
And it's almost, I almost wonder if like that's how it goes down a lot of time. Like an
artist,
definitely,
I definitely think so.
I think as long as you have your own, I think that the thing is like, as long as you have your own like backing, like as long as you have your own way to speak about it, I feel like that's chill. And like however other people interpret it is like totally impossible for you to control. But I think that more what we were getting at is like when we make stuff, we like I don't want to make something and then if someone's like, what is the like reason for this, to be like, I don't know. I thought it was cool. Like
yeah it's like more fun when like you see somebody like deeply believing in something.
Nerdy cool.
Nerdy cool. That's our like aesthetic anyway.
Nerdy cool. This is unrelated to all the shit, but like with the new singles, am I imagining it, or is like, are things like a little bit like bigger in the new Daisy album, like songs and sounds, or
like
everything
the
bigger?
whole album is bigger. Yeah, so the first record that's out, the first full length, is definitely like a smaller sound in general. And when we were making this one, we had been playing some of these songs that are on the new record while the old record was out. I mean, that's still what's happening, obviously, but the singles are coming out now. But we were just like playing these songs that had a way bigger sound, and like people would come to our show and we would play these like punky songs. It's like not on the record, but we play this like live punky song that's like really big, and people would just be like, I can't believe it. Like, I listened to your music online first, and like I thought it was gonna be
like small,
more like
intimate,
chill, like more quiet and like dainty, delicate stuff. And like we definitely do that sometimes, but we also like the stuff that we were into and writing was like bigger and rockier and just like a different thing. So I think this record sounds more like the live show.
Which
and
is
we what we were trying to do.
And we definitely wanted to like the goal of the record was to like encapsulate, like have the like live show at its core and like the live feeling. So we started all the songs by recording like a bass track of just the band,
the live stuff
of the live band. So it's like all starts with like live drums and
whoa, that's how you guys do it?
So we start with that, and then we add vocals and then other production elements on top. So this record definitely has like a combination. It's like at its core it's live band, and then it's like other
cool.
like sounds and things on top of that. It's nice because like I feel like the album, like once we recorded the album, it was able to like be in conversation with our live show, so that it could make our live show more epic. So we like added like the tracks and stuff that we had incorporated into the songs, because we first we were performing just like only live band, no tracks, and then when we were recording everything, we're like, we want the songs to sound like bigger than is possible with just 6 people on stage. So we added a bunch of other elements, and like now we've incorporated that into the live show so that it's just all like bigger.
Crazy. It sounds like the universe of Daisy is like making sense, and it's like, that's cool. I'm trying to work out I feel like my universe is a little scattered, but I'm trying to get it together.
Do you ever have this where you're like, And I think that I'm coming to terms with it and like creating like a calmness around it with myself, but just like I feel like my music taste is constantly changing, and like some songs and things that I'm putting out, I'll sometimes be like, oh, I actually don't like, I like this, but I don't really like feel like right now I would listen to it or something. And there's some stuff that I'll always like that we put out that I'm like, I'll always listen to this, I'll always love it. But it is interesting to like, because of the nature of like the industry and like planning to put stuff out and stuff, it's like you make something and then like it could be years before somebody like hears what it actually sounds like, and like you could be way beyond that point at that point of like what you listen to and what you love, which I think is exciting because it just makes me want to make more music. But it is something that I'm like, I think what I've realized, or what I like tell myself is like, if I liked it at some point, or like if I was like really connected to it at some point, like it's gonna be maybe that someone else is at the point I was at or something when I was like making it.
It's also like sometimes like I went through a huge like mid-pandemic, I went through a huge like silent moment where I just like did not want to hear anything, and I just listened to like no music. Like I went from listening to music constantly and like on every walk and on every like I just would always be listening to music on the train and whatever, and then I just didn't want to listen to anything, and I was just very much into quiet. And like I think in that time it would have been really hard to be like, what single should we put out? Because I would be like, nothing, no single.
You're like an ambient track of birds.
No music.
So sick about you guys drop.
Quiet.
We drop a silent track that just has
so
like
cool
footsteps.
But like
in it.
that's weird. Like it's hard to kind of meld your personal vibe with. Because sometimes you're like, I want to, like, I'm listening to really quiet stuff, but, like, our band is putting out, like, a big rock song or something. And then you're like, I'm not listening to that right now. But, like, honestly, the next week you might be, like, trying to.
And things cycle back. Like, I think there's some stuff I'm like, I don't like this anymore.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
never, like change your mind
later,
forever to be like,
I
only, like.
only listening to shoegaze.
Right.
I, like. Yeah, I feel like I get into that too. I also think it like with like mental health stuff, like if I'm feeling like super like anxious or like in like a depressed time, it's like so hard to feel like sometimes it's hard to feel good about like being a musician, or like it's just like you can feel really bad about yourself and then like project that onto your art, and like it really
for sure.
Yeah.
How much is bad time? Like, but it's such a dark question. Don't answer.
How much is bad time?
How often do you feel horrible? No, that's not what I'm gonna ask.
I feel horrible a lot.
Yeah.
But I also feel good a lot. I think I definitely feel like I think in the past, if I felt horrible, I haven't been able to like recognize it as like something chemical and in me, and like now I think I can. Like I think I used to feel horrible and then like kind of question my whole life and every choice we made, and then text Kelly at 3 a.m. and go like, everything is wrong, we have to delete everything.
Really?
Right? And like now I'm like, if I start to feel something like that, I just go like, you've been on your phone too long, like go for a walk. Like don't text Kelly. Like if you really are feeling this like later, like you can bring it up, but like that's not like cool.
Yeah. It's like the mental health booty call. I know what that feels like. It's like the person you reach out to.
Well, I've been trying to like get a hold of like what is like gut instinct and what is like fear and anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I think that like a lot of times fear and anxiety like masks itself as gut instinct, and it's like,
oh shit,
like you're wrong, you're horrible, and it's like, oh, that actually is like maybe not how you're feeling. Yeah. Like when you're putting yourself out there, and when like people start to like think that they have like a say in who you are, like I think that like just by being somebody who like makes stuff that like anyone can listen to, it's like you're putting yourself in a position of like being able to be like publicly like criticized, judged.
Well, yeah, because you guys are on a pretty big like scale. Like, does it feel more intense? Do you remember a time when there was less people just like involved, you know, there's more people listening? Is everything like just times 10 or whatever, or does it feel similar?
Honestly, I think the difference that feels chaotic is not the amount of fans changing. I think it's like there are times when something gets like weirdly popular, but with like a bunch of trolls or something. Like it'll
Has
be
that
like
happened to you guys?
yeah, sometimes that happens where
What?
it'll be
It's mostly
like it's like a
TikTok.
TikTok that like it's like a TikTok will take off for like some weird reason, and then it'll be like fans that are saying like really, you know, sweet, very lovely stuff, but then it'll be just like very clearly like random internet users that like have no idea who we are that are just like commenting the same thing. Like it's just
weird.
I think that is weird
They'll be
because
like,
then you're
"You're
like
ugly
who
and-
is-"
Oh my
yeah.
God.
And then you're like, who are you?
Yeah.
Though? Like, where did like? I think that is a weird phenomenon that feels pretty specific to that platform
Yeah.
because of the way that it's like just kind of to anyone.
Yeah.
That is definitely weird.
I feel like I just generally get like overwhelmed by social media in general, and like I think that there's a pressure to like exist kind of on every platform, and like I do see merit in it, and like I do like agree with a lot of things. I feel like I get and I think that like it makes sense because like as a user, like as an internet user, when I am like scrolling through stuff, like I get so like bombarded with so many things that like it does take me like maybe like 10 reminders to like listen to someone's song.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
if I'm like
Yeah.
scrolling through the internet and like my
Yeah.
friend posts a song, I'm like, oh, they post a song, and then I keep scrolling.
Yeah.
And then like the next day I'll see it again, I'll be like, oh, they post a song, I gotta listen to that. And
Yeah.
then like 10 times in, like once I see
Yeah.
like the 10th reminder, I'm like, okay, I'll listen to the song, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So I see it working, but I also like see myself like getting overwhelmed by like seeing so many things, and like
Yeah,
I
for sure.
like don't want to be somebody who's overwhelming people.
Yeah,
and
I know
then
that feeling,
get
yeah.
like scared about like being like annoying on the internet and
Right.
stuff, and I don't know, it's all like extra stuff that's like really hard to like. It's like you can look at yourself from an observer's perspective and like look at yourself. Like I think I have a bad habit of like looking at my accounts, pretending I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
me, and then
Yeah.
judging the shit out
Wait,
of myself.
I do that, but I do that with videos and with songs.
Yeah.
I have the weirdest habit ever of being like, okay, now I'm gonna pretend to be like this friend or like this person, and I'm gonna listen to this song and like me as them. What do I think about it? But
Yeah.
I feel most of the time like, unless there's like a bad word in it and I'm pretending to be like someone's mom or something, like other than that, I'm always like, I love it. Like, I go like, wow, this is awesome.
You're
If I
better
was
than
them,
me.
I'd be like,
I'm not
wow.
Yeah, that's not what I do when I like.
I go
play
like,
out.
oh my god,
Yeah.
delete it all,
Yeah.
start over.
I go like, what would the person like think that it's about, or what would they like make up about it?
I do this stuff, but then I'm so bad. Like I'm
I'm
always
hard on
so
myself.
shocked. Like my like guess of what someone's reaction is going to be is always the opposite. It's like I made something that's so lame and so uncool that like all these cool people come out of the woodwork. They're like, we love the new thing. I was
Yeah.
like, what? The cool
It's
people?
also like coolness.
It's not real.
I know, cool. That's what I was gonna say. Like cool. I feel like the people that I'm like,
But maybe we're not
people
cool,
are
and that's
cool.
why we think that.
Yeah, but it's like coolness. Like that sounds like coolness is just like synonym for like people who hate everything, which
Yeah,
like is not
yeah.
actually very much the audience I want.
Yeah, no.
So it's like if it's someone that is like gonna be a hater,
Yeah.
maybe they're not that cool.
No.
Kelly, you have a good brain.
Yeah.
I feel you though, Joe. I feel like once you like meet cool people, you're like, oh, you're cool, and even cooler because you're like a goofball. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
when I
yeah.
meet cool people and they freak me out, then I'm like, you're not cool anymore.
Not so cool. And they're
But-
probably not so happy.
Yeah, and yeah. But if I meet people that I think are cool and then they're like just
Funny,
goofballs
yeah,
and
yeah.
fun, I'm like, I like you
Great.
even more.
Are Daisy fans like full of joy and light? Are they like
Yeah.
really happy?
I don't know if they're like toxic paws
Yeah.
happy, but they are definitely
They're very
extreme
kind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everyone we meet is like so sweet.
That's
And
sick.
A
Yeah.
lot of people are like, a lot of like, especially a lot of like the younger fans will be like, this helped me get through high school, which I think
nice.
is like really sweet.
Huge. Yeah.
I think it's fun to like be a like hug for someone. That's exciting.
Definitely.
I think that like the last show we did a show in Columbus. We did 3 shows in Columbus, but the last one like felt like it was like really full of like real like Daisy fans, and it was like so. It was one of the like most. I don't know. It was like the time where I've seen like the most people like kind of through the whole crowd like singing words to like deep cuts and like that we've released, and like I talked to some of them after, and like just like the like I felt like so connected to them, and like I was like, wow, you like know the music, and like the music like is like belongs to you in a way that it doesn't even like belong to me. You know.
Yeah.
That show was like really,
I was like crying.
I know.
Really?
It was like really like shockingly life-changing.
Wow.
I think
in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, it's so I think that's the crazy part is like you're just like in Columbus, Ohio, and you're like, wow.
You would never, I mean, we would never like expect anything.
We always go places and we're like, there's going to be like 2 people. Like,
that's what happened at Lala. My mom surprised us, well, me, but us at Lala.
And me.
Literally. And she said that she was kind of like lurking before our set and was like, oh man, there's like 5 people here. Oh no, but like it'll be cool regardless. No worries. And we were backstage being like, okay, well, there's like 10 people, but it's totally fine. We're gonna like play a great show. Like everyone don't freak out. And then like right before the set, it just like filled in a lot.
Nice.
And there was like a same type of thing with like a bunch of people singing.
Yeah, it was like 800 people.
And we were just like, what? Like how do you guys know this? And it's just great. Like I literally was expecting, I thought there was gonna be like probably 50 people. And then we were just like, who are you guys? But it was crazy. Similar thing in Columbus. We were just like, I don't know what to expect. The day before we'd played opening for Duran Duran, which was like really crazy. And it felt, I think, more so like the audience was Duran Duran's audience, which was also amazing and like really funny and really sweet. And they just were so excited. Every time we said Duran Duran, they would be like, yeah. And we were like, yes.
I heard they did this. Is this true? They went like
there was this one guy with like rock hands.
Oh,
just,
I
like
loved
vibing
it.
so hard in the middle. I was wearing a Duran Duran shirt.
But
that was Duran
that
Duran
was what
fan.
I was just like, oh, like our biggest audience will probably be the Duran Duran audience, which is like it was bigger than our audience for the other show there, but the other show was like totally Daisy fans, so we were like, that is crazy.
Yeah, it probably felt like 10 times better. Maybe,
yeah, it just felt so good.
You guys big talkers with the fans, or like at the merch table? You guys go crazy on merch. You sell a lot of merch. Don't you just make a lot of money?
We're not making a lot of money, but we do sell our own merch.
Yeah, we sell merch at when we were on tour. Yeah, like we sell merch on tour. The festival shows we can't sell our own merch, but normally we like to sell our own merch and like talk to people.
Yeah.
We are talkers though, for sure. On stage
like
too. We like to hang.
The venue is always like, stop talking to the people, and we're like, no, we won't. It's also like you're waiting in line, like sometimes like quite a long line to like, I don't know, meet. It's like, you should just talk. I don't want to be like, that's $20 and then just like be quiet while you're waiting. It's like, you should just hang
it's also like the like people who come to see you are like the reason why you can keep doing what you do. So it's like, I want to show like how like I just want to be there as much as we can, like to like show appreciation.
And that's like what makes the show like feel
personal.
Yeah, like it feels good to me as like a person to feel like you're traveling and that you're like connected to the people and not just like you're like going everywhere
on a conveyor belt. Like just kind
that would
of
be
like
depressing.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of crazy to think about somebody made plans on their calendar? They like put an X on the day of your show.
Yes.
And they like told their friends, and then they like bought the tickets, and like there's a lot of steps.
I know.
I can't believe people go through all those steps.
I know.
And then they're like in front. It's like, what? Like that's crazy. I owe you guys like $1,000. I think I owe you like like $1,000 to $2,000.
Oh, we can get some new merch.
Yeah.
For our song? Our song is doing well.
Our song is fun.
I feel it never became like a worldwide sensation.
It
Not
should
yet.
have.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll get another
We need another
life.
pandemic for it to
We
make
need
sense.
another,
No,
like,
no, it
Yeah.
makes
We
sense.
need another.
You can think of it outside of the context of a pandemic.
That's true.
People go inside a lot.
Yeah.
I'm
People
inside a
are
lot.
just, yeah. I've been inside.
I also think Lala deserves like way more love than.
Oh,
it has.
Lala. I thought you were talking about the
Lala.
concert.
No,
Lala.
Lala, our
Lala.
song.
La la.
Lala and like the like Blues Clues animation I
Right.
made.
Oh wait, staying inside. Are you a stay insider?
Yeah. So I used to be more social than I am currently, and I'm currently not very social. I'm like trying to be more social.
yeah.
Did you see Kelly the other night though? Kelly was like
I
out,
saw.
like,
Yeah,
pretty late.
I was at the show. You were at the show.
At the Charlotte
Panther
show?
Hollow. No, the day before.
Oh yeah, the Berlin show. Yeah, sorry.
I went to that.
How was the Charlotte show?
It's good. There was
I wish I went.
It was at Sultan.
Yeah, there was
That's
like a jazz funk orchestra on the roof that
Oh,
I ended
lit.
up going to.
Nice.
That was fun. Yeah.
I definitely am a stay inside. I like
Yeah.
to like go to sleep. Like
Yeah.
all of them are hanging out, and I'm like, I cannot hang out. I need to go to bed.
Yeah, I will say the day after that, I had stayed out a little later and I did not wake up till noon and missed an 11:30 meeting.
Ooh.
But we didn't have it planned the night before. We had it planned. It got
at, like,
planned
Oh, and you were,
10:30
in
you
the
were
morning.
just gone the whole.
I
You were
was
not
gone.
conscious the whole time.
I woke up like because I've been trying to like not turn my phone on
Oh,
like for a
shit.
bit, but
Yeah.
I woke up at noon, turned my phone on, and Kelly was like, "You coming at 11:30?" And I was
Meh.
like, I called Kelly like, "Do you have a meeting?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like,
Yeah, I
"Oh,
had
sorry."
one.
But
You're
anyway,
the most
keep
inside
talking
of
about your
all of
inside.
Daisy. You're the most inside.
Well, I think so. I don't know about Matt and Bree. I definitely think that Minna and Nardo and Mati are out considerably more than me.
Yeah.
But this is
enjoy
new-ish
hanging
for
out.
me. I feel like
Yeah.
when you were out, I was in.
My peak social.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It was like first year of Daisy. You were social.
that was social.
You would like go out with Bridge like
yeah.
really
that-
late, and I would go home.
Right. That's true. That,
Interesting.
There was a time, I think that was probably like 2018 or 2019,
Uh huh.
where I was peak social and like it was really fun.
Yeah.
And I think now when I go out, I just honestly think that the pandemic made me like
Yeah.
really tired feeling. Like I just am out and then I'm like, I can't possibly stay out.
Yeah,
like the thing
yeah.
that we were at, we left at like, I don't know, 11:30.
Yeah.
And I was like falling asleep getting home. And I was like, I can't even imagine what would happen
You
to
get like
me.
another wind is what happens.
I know,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
just like can't. I don't know.
You get
it's
a slice
not
of pizza,
on
you
its
get another
way.
wind.
Yeah. Bad slice, and it wakes you up.
It
Oh,
But
Also,
when
though-
Kelly comes out though, like everyone's stoked.
that's cool
Yeah.
because then you
Yeah.
build up the anticipation.
Because no one
Right.
expects you to come, so whenever
Yeah.
you come, they're like, "Kelly."
Oh, I know.
I feel like if you're an outer, then people like
Yeah.
will
Or
be
like-
like, "Where the fuck is Minna?" Like
Right.
if you don't show up,
I do get a good response when I come
you're
out.
doing it right.
It's crazy when you mentioned Monty and Nardo because I love being inside. And
Yeah.
I was I was like.
I've heard that you're an insider.
Very, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I was
I've
like,
been-
I relate.
You've been out though.
The crazy thing is, so like last night I was thinking about this exact thing. I was listening to like jazz funk with Mati and Nardo, like in like a very like we're in society, we're like totally in public. People are like drinking, doing drugs and stuff, and I felt like I was inside with those two. They were so comfy,
Oh,
and we were all so
I have
comfy.
a theory about this.
Yeah.
Should I say it?
Yeah.
My theory is that there's people that you know that are like off people, and then there's people that are like on people, and the off people kind of like inspire you to chill, and the on people you're like, I need to kind of like perform being a person a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Where I think a lot of the time it's like really directly correlated with like how well you know the person.
Mhm.
But sometimes it's just the vibe. Like sometimes there are people that I like don't know that well, but that I feel like I can just kind of like do nothing, or like you don't have to talk. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like people that you can just sit and you
Yeah.
don't have to like fill it, and it doesn't feel awkward, or it
Yeah.
doesn't like make you feel like you have to like do anything.
Yeah.
I love
When you feel
that.
like you're socializing, I think that's when the like staying out thing makes you feel anxious. But when I feel like there's like people who make you feel like you're at home, and then
Yeah.
like you can just kind of be doing anything with them.
yeah.
Oh, You once walked into a party and sat down and then didn't ever move. You once went to
at your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was recently.
Sick. Yeah, that was really
That's
sick.
that's kind of my thing. Like I feel like I am like at my core an in person, and I will. But I do like hanging out, and I like being with friends and stuff. But I don't really like doing anything I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So I feel, and this was my like when we would throw parties like at my apartment in like 2015. Like I feel like some of my roommates would like act as host, and like I don't really ever act as like who I'm not. Not that my friends do. No, they're just better at entertaining people. No, not fake. That's not what I mean. I mean just like the ability to kind of like entertain or just like chameleon for people in a way that's cool. But like I can't do it. So my move was like sit in my room with like a fan blowing on me and like music playing, and then like people would just come into my room and like
to be
in my space.
Yeah.
But at your house I definitely sat for like a good like 6 hours in one spot.
So sick.
It was so sick.
Yeah, no one is gonna like